Hello students of class 10th, how are you? I hope you all are fit and fine. So dear students, let us continue with chapter 8, Bholi, written by K.A. Abbas in Footprints Without Feet. In our supplementary reader, Footprints Without Feet. As of now, we have seen in this chapter that the neglected child Bholi, now she started going to school because of lack of sense, because she was considered by her parents that she had no sense. She got an opportunity for going to school. She got an opportunity to learn to read, to read and write. So the student, a lot of changes occurred and 10 years passed, and that small village converted into town. So let's see what happened after 10 years. After 10 years, now it is the day of Bholi's wedding. Now the day of Bholi's wedding arrived. Now Bholi was going to get married with a man who was about his father's age, Bishambar Nath. So let's see, students, what happened when marriage procession was going on. So you all please open your book at page number 59. Okay, page number 59. Page number 59 we finished yesterday. Now we have to start from page number 60. Okay. So dear students, now in the story, it was the day of Bholi's marriage. Bishambar Nath reached with marriage party with great pomp and show. But when the ceremony, garlanding ceremony, Jaimal, which is called in Hindi, was going on, Bishambar Nath saw Bholi's face. Then he came to know that she had poke marks. Bishambar Nath demanded 5,000 rupees as dowry in order to get married with her. Bholi's father put his turban in his feet and requested to take him 2,000 rupees, but he was not ready. Finally, Bholi's father brought a bundle of notes. They were 5,000 rupees, and they kept those notes in the feet of Bishambar Nath. So let's see what happened next in this story. On Bishambar Nath's greedy face appeared a triumphant smile. At Bishambar Nath's greedy face, a triumphant smile came, as if he had won, as if he played a gamble and he had won. So the way Bishambar Nath was smiling, he had gambled and won. Give me garland, he announced. Then Bishambar Nath announced to give him garland. Once again the veil was slipped back from the bride's face, but this time her eyes were not downcast. Once again the veil was slipped The veil was the, the covering part, we can say ghungat. Okay, it was slipped from Bholi's face, and it was not by mistake, it was done purposely. This time it was done purposely. But this time she was not looking downcast. She was looking up, looking straight at the prospective husband. She was looking her, the person who was going to be her husband in future. Prospective means likely to be or become something in the future. Prospective. Likely to be or become something specified in the future. Specified in the future. Okay, so note it down. You can note it down or you can take the screenshot. Yes, she was looking straight at her prospective husband, and in her eyes there was neither anger nor hate, only cold contempt. Now in Bholi's eyes, neither anger nor hate, only contempt. Contempt means, disregard for something. Contempt. Disregard for something. Disregard for something that should be considered. Okay. Then, so now, in Bholi's eyes, neither anger nor hate. It was contempt. It was disregard. Bishambhar raised the garland to place it round the bride's neck, but before he could do it, Bholi's hand struck out like a streak of lightning, and the garland was flung into the fire. Okay, so here streak means flash. Streak. Streak means flash. I'm writing here streak. Streak means flash. So, Bishambhar raised the garland to place it round the bride's neck. Bishambhar raised the garland to place it round Bholi's neck. At this point, Bholi's hand struck out. Bholi's hand came out hurriedly in a flash. But before he could do, Bholi's hand struck out like a streak of lightning, flash of lightning, very fast, at a very fast pace. her hand came out, and the garland was flung into the fire, and garland which Vishambhar Nath was going to put round her neck, it flung into the fire. She got up and threw away the veil. Bholi got up and she threw away her veil. Pitaji, said Bholi in a clear loud voice. In a clear loud voice, Bholi said, Pitaji, and her father, mother, sisters, brothers, relations and neighbors were startled to hear speak without even a slightest stammer. So all, her father, mother, sisters, brothers, relations, neighbors, they were surprised to see that now Bholi was speaking without a slight stammering. Pitaji, take back your money. She said, Pitaji, take back your money. I am not going to marry this man. She said she would not marry that man. That man, Vishambhar Nath. So suddenly that dumb cow, now she spoke out for a good reason. She said she was not going to marry with that greedy man, that greedy mean person. Now look at the page number 61. Ram Lal was thunderstruck, at which Ram Lal was thunderstruck, like he was surprised, he was shocked. The guests began to whisper, so shameless, so ugly and so shameless. So guests started making comment on Bholi, saying that how shameless girl she was. Bholi, are you crazy? Shouted Ram Lal. Ram Lal shouted if Bholi had become crazy. You want to disgrace your family. Have you regard for your izzat? Ram Lal said, Bholi, you are disregarding to your family. So, have you some regard for our izzat? Have you some regard for our izzat? For the sake of your izzat, said Bholi. Now, the girl who never spoke, now she started speaking. She said, for the sake of your izzat, said Bholi, I was willing to marry this lame old man. Bholi said, for the sake of your izzat, I was ready to marry with this old lame man. But I will not have such a mean, greedy and contemptible coward as my husband. She said, but I don't want such mean person to be my husband. But I will not have such a mean, greedy and contemptible. Contemptible means, thinking something deeply or carefully. Okay, so I am not going to get married with such contemptible coward as my husband. She said I was ready to get married with an old and lame person, but I am not going to marry to such a mean, greedy, contemptible, coward person. I won't. She said she won't marry with that mean, greedy and contemptible person. What a shameless girl. We all thought she was a harmless dumb cow. Bholi turned violently on the old woman. Yes, auntie, you are right. So one of the women said, what a shameless girl. And she said they were thinking that she was a harmless dumb cow. Bholi turned violently to that woman and said, "Yes, auntie, you are right. You all thought I was a dumb drive-in cow. You all are thinking that I was a dumb drive-in cow. That's why you wanted to hand me over to this heartless creature." She said that's why you all decided to hand me over to this harmless creature. Sorry, heartless creature. So you were considering me a dumb cow. That is why you all have decided to uh, hand me over to this heartless creature. But now the dumb cow, the stammering fool is speaking. She said, now the dumb cow and stammering fool, now she is speaking. Do you want to hear more? She said, do you want to hear more from me now? Now that dumb cow, that fool girl, now she had started speaking. Do you all want to hear more? Vishambarnath, the grocer, started to go back with his party. Now Vishambarnath started going back with his party. The confused bandmen thought this was the end of the ceremony and struck up a closing song. The confused bandman, they thought it was the end of the bandmen. It's a bandsman. Yes, bandsmen thought it was the end of the ceremony as they started playing the song, which is played at the end of the ceremony. Ramlal stood rooted to the ground. Ramlal could not move. He was standing, strictly standing there. His head bowed low with the weight of grief and shame. Now he was very sad with shame. His head lowered down. The flames of the sacred fire slowly died down. Now the flame of the sacred fire, which was burning for marriage, it was now died down. Everyone was gone. Ramlal turned to Bholi and said, but what about you? No one will ever marry with you. Ramlal said, now no one will ever marry with you. No one will ever marry you now. What shall we do with you? Ramlal said, then what shall we do with you? No one is going to marry you. And Sulekha said in a voice that was calm and steady. Now, in a calm and steady voice, Sulekha, Bholi, said, don't you worry, Pitaji. She said, you need not to worry, Pitaji. In your old age, I will serve you and mother, and I will teach in the same school where I learned so much. She said, in your old age, I will serve you and I will look after you, and I will teach in the same school in which I learned so much. Isn't that right, ma'am? Her teacher was also there. She said, isn't it right, ma'am? So the teacher had all stood in a corner, all along stood in a corner. Her teacher was standing in a corner watching the drama. She was watching the whole drama. Yes, Bholi, of course. She said, yes, Bholi. Of course, she replied, and in her smiling eyes was the light of deep satisfaction. Now, her teacher's eyes also was a deep satisfaction that an artist feels when completing the completion of a masterpiece. The same satisfaction which an artist's eyes can be seen when he prepare a masterpiece. So Bholi was the masterpiece of her teacher. So it's all about this chapter, dear students. So we have seen how a child which was considered, having no sense, having no intelligence, who had bad looks, who was considered a backward child in the family, how she proved herself that education can change anyone. So education is the need of the hour. So how, when she started going to school, so when she started learning reading and writing, so she learned a lot. She also learned to stand against evil. Okay, she opposed Vishwambar Nath because he was a greedy and mean person. So thus, student, we have seen the girl who would never speak. So when she spoke, it was for a good reason. She spoke for a good reason. So it's all about this beautiful chapter written by K.A. Abbas. Now let us discuss question answers and other exercises of this chapter. Turn your book at page number 62. So please everyone open page number 62 and look at the questions. Bholi had many apprehensions about going to school. What made her feel that she was going to a better place than her home? Yes, so Bholi had many apprehensions, many fears. Bholi had apprehensions means here fears. Bholi had many fears about going to school. What made her feel that she was going to a better place than her home? So dear students, in the beginning she was thinking that that before some day her cow was sold. So she was thinking he was also going to be sold as her cow. But when they started getting her ready properly, making her wear the proper clothes, and they made her bath, they got her ready. So at this point she came to know she was going to a good place, which was better place than her home. Second question. How did Bholi's teacher play an important role in changing the course of her life? So in detail it has not been given. So what was she learning in the school, but the way she opposed, so it probably she learned a lot in school. She learned to fight, to stand against the evil. So this is what this is how her teacher helped her. Her teacher played an important role in changing the course of her life. So she taught her to fight against evil. She taught her what is good, what is bad. She made her bold. So all these points you can add in your answer. Okay. So simply, what were the things which made her so bold that she could oppose Vishwambar Nath? So those all points could be included in this answer. Question number 3. Why did Bholi at first agree to an unequal match? Why did she later reject the marriage? What does this tell you about her? So why did Bholi at first agree to an unequal match? Let us answer for this question. For the sake of her father's izzat, as given in the text, she was, for the sake of her father's regard, she was ready to get married with an old and lame person, with a lame and old person. So this tells us that she respects her parents' opinion, because even though she knew that Vishambharnath was an old and lame man, she did not oppose. She was ready to marry him. Why did she later rejected the marriage? So later she rejected the marriage when she came to know that Vishambharnath was a greedy and mean person. When he demanded 5,000 rupees, it showed that he was a greedy man. So she did not want to accept a greedy and mean person as her husband. So at this point she rejected. So because of this she rejected the marriage. So what does she tell us about her? So it tells us about her that now she was now she had become bold and able to stand against the evil. She had learned a lot in her school, and now she was able to identify the evils of the society, and she learned that she must fight against these evils. You can add more point from your side. Bholi's real name is Sulekha. We are told this right at the beginning, but only in the last but one paragraph of the story is Bholi called Sulekha again. Why do you think she is called Sulekha at that point of the story? So dear student, as earlier Bholi was considered an innocent child, a neglected child, a girl who had no sense, who had no intelligence. So that is why they were calling her Bholi. But when she stood against evil, when she announced that she was not going to marry with a greedy and mean person, at that point she was no more Bholi, she was no more innocent. So that is why this is the reason behind once again using this name Sulekha for her in the last paragraph. Bholi's story must have moved you. Do you think girl children are not treated at par with boys as equal? Par means equal, same. You are aware that the government has introduced a scheme to save the girl child as the sex ratio is declining. The scheme is called Beti Bachao Beti Padhao, Save the Girl Child. Read about the scheme and design a poster in groups of 4 and display on the school notice board. So dear students, you have to design a poster on this topic, and after making the poster, mail it to me. Okay, in online classes it will be discussed. Talk about it. Bholi's teacher helped her overcome social barriers by encouraging and motivating her. How do you think you can contribute towards changing the social attitudes illustrated in this story. So in your own words, mixing in your own thinking, mixing in your own creativity, you have to answer to these questions, these three questions. Second one, should girls be aware of their rights and assert them? Assert means to behave in a determined and confidential way to make people listen to you or get you what you want. That is assert. So should girls be aware of their rights and assert them? Should girls and boys have the same rights, duties and privileges? What are some of the ways in which society treats them differently? When we speak of human rights, do we differentiate between girls' rights and boys' rights? Do you think the characters in the story were speaking to each other in English? Third one, if not, in which language were they speaking? You can get clues from the names of the person and non-English words used in this story. So they were talking in Hindi, as their name suggests, and the word izzat which has been used at the end, it suggests that they were talking in Hindi. Okay. So dear students, it's all about the chapter. I hope you will complete your notebook. You will write answers to all the questions and will be sending through mail. Okay. So now your time starts. So start completing this chapter. So thank you students for watching the video. In my next class I will start a new chapter. So thank you students for watching this video. See you tomorrow.